Let's start. So, how are you after a semester? So, you know your standing na. Whether you are actually passing or not. I don't make the grades. You make your own grade. Bakit ayaw niya? Ayan. Sige, this is the last lesson for this course. And I think we have completed the 5 P's. The P process, not the 5 P's. The P process, I should say. So we're going to do the last thing in terms of communication and why we need to monitor and evaluate what uh, we have done in our campaign. So ang output really is a communication strategy, more specifically translated in terms of a campaign that will promote your strategy for that matter. So let me just go through. I sa akin, na-present na. No? Ay, okay. So what is communication monitoring and evaluation? In development, we normally have to do this in order for us to see how our strategy actually is producing the results or the outcome that we want. So, like any development project, we need to monitor and evaluate in the process. Here, you are evaluating the efficacy of your communication campaign or and strategy, as I mentioned, that will promote development. Okay. So let's start. What do you think why evaluation is necessary? So there are several components of evaluation. And evaluation in development communication actually exists in terms of its context. As we've said, no, when we did the P process, when we analyze, what are we analyzing really? We're analyzing the social political environment for which our development efforts are geared, no, to. So normally, it is anchored on a development program. And that communication, as I mentioned before, is just a tool, a powerful tool in order to achieve the kind of development that you have. Okay. So, important is how are you going to monitor and how are you going to evaluate. So, we rely on the social sciences for that matter in terms of how we ensure that we are producing the outcomes that we have thought of in the first place when we talk about development. And that is the reason why there are certain philosophy or framework of development that is needed. They are needed because they are going to put flesh in terms of how you're going to achieve certain outcomes through communication. So what there is what we call communication evaluation for that matter. We evaluate the program, but in the process of evaluating the program, much of it is actually in terms of communicating the kind of development that you want. And therefore, it is necessary that you have to contextualize it. When you say contextual, you are actually looking at your efforts in terms of how they are changing the behavior of people that are involved in the development process. So, at the heart of it is communication, and part of it is really in terms of ensuring that certain outputs are generated in the process. Okay. So, in the development of a process as well as a framework on how we do uh, evaluate communication strategies and therefore evolve a kind of evaluation. What we're saying, as we have started, you know, in the class when we said a strategic communication has to put into context, kaya may analysis portion. And what you're analyzing is the socio-political conditions, socio-political and economic conditions. And from there, you'd like to find out how the interplay of these factors affect your development uh, in terms of the areas that you want to address. So, like any kind of a project, before even embarking on development evaluation, uh, and when you specifically isolate communication and that you evaluate it, the same process that happens when you do project development. Okay? So before the intervention says here, this is the framework or the communication design and evaluation system. Like any other kind of a project development, communication development takes into consideration a pre-intervention period. Pag sinabing pre-intervention period, you're actually looking at a particular area of development and what is it that are important for you to understand. So some of the ones that are found in that column is actually in terms of how um, the interplay of the factors that I've mentioned earlier. So even before understanding actually the context, no, of where development principles are used, you need to do the different activities that are found, you know, on that pre-intervention period. So inevitably, the kind of development you want to happen would have to be anchored in terms of a development uh, framework or a what we call as a kind of approach to development. Since we've noted that there are different approaches to development. And whatever approach that you're going to use, you will take note of that in terms of actually putting flesh in terms of your communication design and evaluation system. Yung monitoring is keeping track. Yung evaluation is noting whether there is a change in the behavior. So, on that left column, it also tells you what are important activities that are needed for it to happen. So, all those activities are going to generate to you particular information that you can use in terms of monitoring and evaluating your program. And therefore, would also lead you to understanding your particular audience. Kasi we're talking here of communication. And we're talking here of the communication program appropriate for the kind of development that you are doing. So you will note that in terms of your communication program, mga arrows na yan, it tells you how you can actually do the different activities and how in terms of generating the information necessary really for a strategic communication. And therefore, you look into the findings or whatever information generated as a result of those activities. And that strategy would be actually used in terms of disseminating the kind of information that will change the behavior. So these are actually the things that you need to consider when you are actually doing monitoring and evaluation. So pre-intervention is before an intervention is done using a communication program. The intervention period is the use of the strategy. The post-intervention period is actually a measurement of whether a change in behavior indeed has actually taken place. So, borrowing from the social sciences, we have different types of evaluation. At the lower portion of that uh, graphical representation, it tells you, I'm not very sure if you've already done research. There's a formative research, as they call formative research, meaning that in the process, before you even look into the outcome, no, you need to do a formative research, which will really be in terms of yung needs assessment at the beginning of a program that you want to implement. The process evaluation tells you how effective is the intervention in terms of adopting a particular communication strategy. The impact evaluation is really measuring the outcome of whatever intervention that you've done. Okay? So here, when you're monitoring programs and its effects, no, you either use tools as well. So here, at there of course, other than this, there are some tools that are actually adapted and appropriate for a particular program that you have. So most of the really include longitudinal analysis of service statistics. Parang sinasabi dito, ano ba yung when you've done pre-intervention period where you need to assess, no, the what are you assessing? You're assessing the local context and you're assessing the people that are involved in that local context. And therefore, you're assessing the kind of behavior that is actually demonstrated by people, no, in that particular program. And then, of course, you use the data that tells you in terms of their state or status, as we call it. And then, of course, in terms of interviews, meron tinatawag ditong client exit interviews. From the moment that you see, when you are actually doing monitoring and evaluation, you're looking at a population. And the population that you have identified would be subjected in terms of pre-assessment. And therefore, after that, the intervention that you adapted, which is the process, and then the post intervention, in which case, after they have actually been given an intervention, and how communication in the process has been a practical tool in terms of how it has achieved the kind of change that you want. Okay? So, yan yung ginagawa. And other than that is that it also tells you in terms of how to get the data. and how to validate the data through some types of information generation processes. Okay, so let's define what monitoring is and what are some of the questions. Monitoring is really keeping track, no, of the progress of whatever communication intervention that you use. So yung communication intervention we're saying here is actually your campaign. Kasi ang output ng DevCom supposedly is a communications campaign in the parlance of development communication. So here, you're looking at tracking in terms of your DevCom. So what are you looking at in terms of the processes, the planned messages that are produced and delivered to a specific audience? So your questions would be where the plan, in other words, the how of doing communication intervention would include the delivery of certain services. And that delivery of certain services is anchored in terms of how communication messages have been actually carried out. So, that's one, where planned activities carried out as designed on time and on budget. So when you're looking at a communication project, of course, it is designed in such a way that it considers the time, how much time are you going to use in order to deliver the messages that will change behavior. And in doing development communication, inevitably, it will cost money. So, what is the budget? Okay. And then, as we've said, no, we are targeting a population based on the strategy that you're using. A monitoring question would be, are the intended audiences being reached? So, as planned in your DevCom, are they being reached and are they responding? So, what are they responding to? The kind of activities that you actually do for them to change their behavior. So, therefore, this is what your project is all about, understanding them and coming up with a strategic campaign, communication campaign for a specific audience. What else was happening in the program environment as you are looking at the target population during which a campaign or community campaign is made? You actually are looking in terms of how your respondents are responding to and are changing their behavior as a result of your communication campaign. The impact assessment would actually look into the outcomes. So pag may input ka, communication in terms of family planning and you're using a particular DevCom tool, a strategy has been evolved. And therefore, you're looking at the kind of population where you deliver that kind of messages and you're asking yourself whether the population actually demonstrating the outcome that you expect. So you have certain indicators that you need to identify for you to see that there indeed, no, is an outcome favorable to a change behavior. So you're looking at what? The knowledge, the attitudes, the motivations, and behavioral, as they say, initial behavioral attempts in terms of how your respondents are actually uh, res- how the population is actually responding. It also is looking at the way the campaign is delivered. And it is looking at how skills in the process have been changed. As we say, when we do any project, we're looking at knowledge, we're looking at skills, and we're looking at attitudes. So those three things will tell you whether you have actually made a dent in terms of using a campaign strategy with a campaign, no? Communication campaign. So the last part of it is making an attribution as a result of what you've done in terms of using, for instance, no, radio as a means to communicate, no, to a target mother's audience in terms of their uh, patronage or patronizing certain family planning methods, for instance, are making uh, significant change in the way they consider, for instance, family planning, use of whatever method, whether that's natural or artificial family planning in the context of a health program. So, you are also looking at, when you say causal inter attribution, whether the way you've done the project actually are causing the kind of changes that are being observed. And so therefore, why monitoring and evaluation? Magkasama yon. Monitoring and evaluation, keeping track and then evaluating whatever information that you get. Yung impact, there are two kinds of evaluation, no? Yung impact evaluation is really the ultimate outcome. In other words, what you are measuring during the process of implementation is actually monitoring and evaluation. After several, depending on the period and depending on the design of the program that you are using, you are looking at a particular time frame, and this is when you have actually used or implemented the activities that you had. And therefore, after a certain period, you're looking at the impact in terms of the behavior, and you're looking at the change, how that particular program, like family planning using, for instance, the radio, uh, what, what is the outcome? When you say impact, you're looking at a change behavior in terms of how they consider family planning at a particular time, no? After the initiative or the plan or the strategy that you've used had been uh, administered or carried out. Okay? So, in monitoring naman, monitoring tapos evaluate. Kasi sinasabi lang natin dito, yung monitoring magkasama, assessment. Kasi you monitor, you get information, but you assess it. So that's the evaluation portion. Hindi pa siya impact. You're actually looking at effects for that matter, initial effects. Yung long-term behavior change is the impact. Yung short term is actually the effects. Okay? So, you are actually assessing the effects, initial effects in the monitoring and evaluation during the intervention or the actual carrying out of particular program that you have. And the last one is the impact that it actually have caused. So, pag nagmo-monitor and evaluate ka, that gives you a gauge in terms of how you can steer the program or the project. When you say steer, you are actually making sure that what you intend as your goal to see afterwards is assured. So during the period of monitoring and assessment, you are actually looking at the effects of your program. Okay, so those are the questions that you ask so that in the process of implementation, you're able to adjust appropriately. Kasi ang program normally has an overall goal. And that overall goal, when you translate it, is really the impact. But in the process, you are trying to find out whether the kind of intervention you're doing is getting some results in the process. So if it's not, you steer it out so that steering, no, steering the strategy so that you are able to actually achieve the outcome. Okay, uh, evaluation actually for communication, the DevCom. Part of it is really to gain a public relations advantage. What does it mean? It is saying that you are achieving a way of reaching a target audience. And the way it is coming across public relations to your public. And most of the time, you're looking at uh, that portion and evaluation in terms of fulfilling naman the budget that was spent, kaya fulfill grant requirements. We all know that projects, no, are funded, and that funds are coming from specific uh, institutions, organizations, or people. So they expect something from providing funds for you to be able to carry out a particular project. Okay. So the other thing here is that when you are looking at how certain programs are actually implemented, so that you are looking in terms of the systems and processes of the program or the project that you are carrying out. Okay. The other thing is that whether in the process you're going to stop the program, maybe because when you say stop, undermine, or kill a program, maybe it is not actually achieving the kind of expectations that you have based on the funds that are being spent. So were a lot of cases in terms of communications, family planning for the health, for instance, where some programs have to be aborted because the DevCom is not achieving the anticipated or the expected outcome of the project. So, in communication, ano nga ba yung strategy or this strategy or project that we're talking about? It's really your communication campaign. So, you're looking at some inferences in terms of whether it is creating an effect and later on an impact. You're looking at the change that is expected. No? Uh, the change in terms of the outcome. When we say the outcome, the whole goal that you intended, your campaign should actually be able to fulfill. So, in terms of correlation, you're looking at a population, and in terms of their response to a particular no, uh, communications program. Okay? So time order has something to do with the observed change in terms of exposure. When you say exposure, you're using a particular campaign and how exposed they are and making a dent in terms of an observed behavior. Confounding simply means that there are, when you are implementing a particular program, there is such a thing that we call variables. No? Uh, there are variables that may hinder or that may promote um, the effectiveness of whatever program you have, and therefore might come in terms of producing an unexpected result. So what are these unexpected results that account for the change in the behavior that you're changing through the use of a particular DevCon project? Okay, magnitude is in terms of its impact, no, on a large scale. Um, ito yung dose response, no, in terms of exposure to the kind of intervention you are using. Example, family planning. Ano yung exposure na ginagawa nila? Family planning through campaigns sa radio. Using radio, I should say. Family planning cam- using campaigns, using the medium of, for instance, flyers. So, yung coherence, it is looking at a particular uh, development approach, and that development approach will lead to a specific outcome. So that development approach, whether it's more economic or more social, would explain a certain coherence. When we say coherence, theoretical coherence with what the development approach is. Okay, replication with variation, whether the kind of approach that has been used will be, can be used again. Okay. These are some of the change that can probably happen using communication. Ito yung, there was a campaign before, in a communication campaign used in the family, used in family planning in the Philippines then. And it tells you at the lower rung of it, it tells you how different segments of the population are responding in terms of the campaign that has been used. So it tells you when it is the variables are, the campaign is actually based on a family planning partner, a discussion in terms of, kasi strategy na to, using communication, encouragement, partner encouragement. The other one is a strategy in terms of discussion with family planning friends, and then discussion with advocates, no? And then modern family planning use. So these are some of the delivery mechanisms considering how it is actually implemented in terms of the campaign being used in terms of the different um, tawag nito, different population that are used. So this one actually is a campaign in the Philippines in terms of the campaign that is, ang campaign na to is, they use, I think, flyers that time by disseminating flyers, and that these flyers, the campaign, communication campaign, has to do with how it is absorbed and how it is responded to by the different uh, population. Okay. This is a kind of a, a way by which one is able to make certain correlation with the kind of program. So you're looking at a certain outcome variable. Ano ba yung outcome variable? It is actually acceptance, for instance. And then part of the communication campaign strategy is exposure. When we say exposure, whether they are exposed to the material, communication material that are used to drive a particular campaign. Okay? Okay, this is about the use of a particular communication method or channel to be able to expose naman, no, a particular group in terms of an attitude change. This is in Nepal. Okay, and these are examples actually of how we conduct monitoring and evaluation. But this is more in terms of evaluating a particular program that has been carried out by government in terms of promoting family planning using different channels the messages that will address the concerns of different types of population. So I'm just showing you how uh, monitoring and evaluation and impact evaluation is actually used in terms of assessing whether certain changes have been actually observed during the implementation and at the last stage impact evaluation. Yung impact evaluation, by the way, it is done, kaya impact siya. It is done after an intervention out. It takes about, the ideal one is 3 years after the implementation of a program, whether it has been successful. Kaya ang sinasabi ko lang, dinidifferentiate ko lang, is that the impact evaluation and the evaluation that is carried out during the intervention process itself. Kaya tinatawag na monitor, magkasabay yon. Minomonitor mo yung information at ina-assess mo yung information so that you are able to see the effects of whatever program you are implementing. Okay? Ito yung causal effect naman in terms of exposure. Ano ba yung outcome variable? Whether acceptance and whether time has to do with it. How much time should you really implement a certain program? Okay. The same thing, magnitude of change. So you're looking at certain time period in terms of observing the outcome that you want to see. Okay. The variables used here is actually the outcome of accepting family planning methods through a particular communications program and in terms of the level of exposure. Okay, this is one. This one's done in terms of campaign messages. So, because a particular campaign, since it's a strategy, you have several ways by which you implement that strategy. And that you are looking at how campaign messages are actually being absorbed by your target population. So these are some of the ways by which, you know, certain analysis are done on a particular program. Okay. So such theoretical coherence, what you are actually looking at is in terms of attitudes and in terms of how they relate in terms of specific subjective norms in society. Okay. And that how these are actually, um, in a way, would change behavior depending on goal or intention. Okay, so this is an example of integrated model of communication and health behavior. Okay, so using communication in terms of instructing, that's part of the entire development, no, program on health using family planning. Okay, so these are yung sinasabi, yung mga ano to, nakaloob dyan sa mga arrows na yan are the means and ways by which the program is actually implemented. Okay? And the factors that are actually affecting it. So you have an instruction, you have directive, non-directive, no? And then advocacy. So we've seen advocacy, the use of the social marketing, directive in terms of the use of the messages, indirect, directive, and non-directive pala yung isa. Directive are actually the kind of campaigns that you are disseminating, and instruction in terms of the how you are able to use the different methods for ensuring that a particular program is actually making a change. Okay, Yan. That completes it. Okay, so this is how it is. So instruction, ano ba yung skills and knowledge that you want? The other one are the support mechanisms that will actually change the behavior. The skills and knowledge are actually some of the things that you want to, are the things that you want to influence. So, what is your intention in the process? So, here we're looking at directive and non-directive. Ano yung mga areas na tinitingnan in terms of using a communication strategy. So you're looking at how people react, no, in terms of the different factors that affect their skills and knowledge, which actually has something to do with beliefs, values, and of course, no, people's self-image and the norms of the society, which is actually similar to beliefs and values. Subjective norms are what people hold as something unique in their own. Emotional, it is something to do with the psychological makeup. Social, it has something to do with the effects on the environment, the social and political environment. Okay? Yan. So the support are actually, when you say this in communication, support are actually organizations and the systems that are in place. Particularly in health, it has something to do with how health is actually uh, being, ano ba yan, drumbeat, so that it is an anchor in terms of ensuring that the kind of intervention, for instance, family planning intervention, are making a dent on people's behavior. So they're actually supporting the non-directive and the directive. Okay. Anyway, it's something. So these are some examples. So in terms of looking at how some of the channels are actually making an impact in terms of uh, whatever medium you're using. Okay, here is television and television over longitudinal. This, which simply means that it is done, the evaluation is done based on a period, a time period. And of course, it is actually looking into the different population targeted for that. And there are several variables that are considered in terms of how the different medium are reaching out a particular population. And this tells you whether there is an improvement in terms of um, the strategy and in terms of how the response of a particular group. So yung percentage point increase in modern family plan, that's a program. No? There's a program na family plan naka-embed doon yung communication no, strategy. Doon sa adopters, which means that the target population are either patronizing it or not. And therefore, no, in terms of cost effectiveness of a particular medium use, for instance, television, how much is it? How much is spent in terms of the effect it is producing? And the effect it is producing is determined in terms of those who patronize the program. And yun yung tinatawag na adapters to the program. Okay? Anyway, this is rather a bigger one. Okay? So this is it. Again, going back to the kind of development framework or approach that you're using. Ano yung program theory? And in terms of undertaking an evaluation, what are the potential traits to validity, which just simply means what are the threats to ensuring that what you have actually collected is a valid way of making an interpretation, and how much are you going to spend in terms of doing a particular evaluation, and to what extent where the resources used no, are cost effective. Okay? When they say what existing sources of data can you draw on to tell your story? So, what are the methods that you're going to use in order for you to be able to tell a story about how you were able to implement a program? And what are the criteria for causal attribution in order to address an appropriate research design? So we are saying that there is always a kind of method that you're using when you are actually doing evaluation for your project, or during the um, during the delivery of the actually program. What are the different no, criteria are you going to use to make an attribution? That whatever information you get, you can make an attribution. So, what do we do next? Therefore, based on the information generated, you identify the lessons learned as you actually implemented the development program. And what should you do next? When you say what should you do next, what are the things that were not achieved? And therefore, you would rather have to change strategies or strengthen strategies if it did actually make a good impact. And what should you do differently as a result if it did not achieve the kind of impact or outcome you wanted? Okay. And that's it. That is the actually a short. I know you will not reach that monitoring and evaluation phase of DevCom because it's something, it's a next step actually in communications when you do communications research. But when you're looking at DevCom, you actually factor in a monitoring and evaluation of your campaign strategy or your community development as we call it. Pareho lang yun. Campaign strategy or communication strategy in communication. So you have evolved a strategy for ensuring that there is a change in terms of um, developing a particular area of a population in terms of a change. Any question? Okay, we will break for 15 minutes and then we will come back at 5:40 to continue and I will ask questions whether you have actually understood what I'm saying. Okay, please come back at 5:45 in a different tawag nito, in a different
Thank you po, ma'am.
okay, Yeah, let's continue. Okay, yeah. Let's see how well you are able to absorb, you know, the P process, which is actually a framework by which you use the different approaches in development. So I'd like to go back into this because it summarizes what we've been talking about. So for the entire semester, the application of the P process is something that will enable you to craft a development communications project. Okay. I can, kulang yata. Anyway, the P process actually starts with a number one, P. Kaya P process kasi it actually goes back to analysis. And it also points out to how you are able to do a campaign, development, communication campaign, which is more a strategic output. So, as we said, in analysis, we're looking at the social, cultural, political, and economic factors. And we have actually looked into how we can use different information based on data that is anchored on a evidence-based information. So it's an analysis of the context where you would like to apply actually a particular development communications program or project. So I'm using project and program interchangeably. A bigger program is something that is enduring. A project is a small one. So the difference between a project and a program is enduring for some time. Yung project is a smaller on a smaller scale. So when you're looking at an educational program for that matter, yeah, educational program to address no higher education learning. And when you want to make a project out of that, you want to improve competencies of college student project and improving competencies of college student. That's the example. And then the next part is really after looking into the social, economic, political, what else, no? And other factors in terms of your target groups or your population. You actually design a development project, communications in this case, development project or a development communications project for that matter. And that in the strategic design, you actually look into ano ba yung mga objectives nyo for doing it, anchored on a sound analysis. And so therefore, your concepts has to be coherently linked to a particular development framework. And then you analyze your audience, which is important, so that you're able to actually design a development DevCom project and you execute it. When you say execute, you implement. And then you plan for the evaluation of that project, no? Or program for that matter. And then after that, you do, as we've said, development, no, and testing. What are you developing and testing? No? What you actually intend to implement. So you are testing more specifically how your communication output is going to be implemented. That testing, you test first, supposedly, no? In the real sense, you are actually testing whatever you have designed. So ano ba yun? Tinitingnan nyo doon. No? That your development, for instance, the output to address a specific development objective is a graphical presentation of how you're going to change a behavior. So what are the things that you need to see in terms of ano yung closest development com project. Either it's a family planning DevCom project, it's a climate change DevCom project. So that's what we mean by that. And therefore, your materials, yung materials na gagamitin mo to change the behavior should actually be tested so that, in a sense, it's coherent with the message that you want to deliver. In your strategic design, you have objectives. And therefore, those objectives must be met by your design project. And therefore, you need to pre-test, no, the communication campaign that you're going to use to be able to change the project. So this is, I've discussed this before. And therefore, in the process, you're implementing a project, DevCom project, and you're monitoring its effects. Okay? So in the process, what you are doing actually is implementing that DevCom project, taking into consideration what you want to achieve. And you're actually looking at how you can keep track in terms of whether you are able to reach your objective. So, you have monitoring and evaluation. Kaya sabi ko, monitoring is a means to steer the project so that it actually enables you to be on track. And therefore, if there are things that are not, no, are coming in the way, or what we call hindrances in terms of achieving what you've targeted, you're able to make a correction right away during the implementation with the goal of being able to achieve the goals you identified. So lastly, we've actually looked into the evaluation and replanning. So we are looking here again in terms of whether your objectives have been achieved. If they are achieved, how and why? And why not if you did? Were you able to achieve? So those are the questions, screening questions that you actually look into when you're doing evaluation. And what changes would make it more effective? In other words, your lessons learned in terms of implementing a particular project. Okay? So that is a summary. Any question? Kasi I will release you now, no, to give time for you to to actually think out of a project, I expect, no, based on the description of what I've asked you to do as part of the requirement of this project, of this course, no, you will do that. So, given the P process, I will actually grade you based on that. Any question? Yes, said.
Will there be a format po for our final paper, or is it the P-process na po yung susundin po namin na as format?
Ang format niya, you actually use the P process. That's the format, supposedly. But given a research given a paper, uh, you are familiar with, I can give you a format, but I want you to have a way or an eclectic way of doing a project. Kaya nga communications project eh. In other words, the format is dictated by the elements of the P process. Okay? Na-discuss ko na yun. So, your format. So, you've done social marketing, part of it, no? If you're able to use that in terms of testing your project, communications project, it builds on that. Diba, yung bawat segment ng P process, meron akong outline. And those things be followed in your final paper. So I expect that at dun lang sa testing and testing, you are testing the kind of message that you want to actually produce in order to change the behavior. So, kaya nag-input tayo sa pre-testing, di ba? Is for you to pre-test that project that you have. So, you are guided by the P process. Any more question? Tami,
So, ma'am po, for next week po, it's just submission.
again, please. I did not understand that.
Submission lang po ba for next week po?
Yes, submission is next week. Supposedly, no, given the stages that we have done, I suppose that you are ready to pass your project. Mahirap yatang mag-pretest, no? At this point in one, kung gagawin mo pa lang ngayon. So I assume that you have done it already. Okay? You will have finals. You still have your finals. So I think I did so those are the elements that you will include, part of your project. No? But I don't know what your project is. No, I give you an exercise in terms of social marketing. In social marketing is a way by which you are able to send a message and how you can effectively make sure that the outcome of your message is actually achieved. So I think
Tapos po, last na po, ma'am.
and
I think last week po you mentioned din po, or sa chat po na we can, we include po, other materials po, like posters or something like that po. Or
yes,
no need
because
na.
it's a,
Okay
di
po.
ba, dun sa analysis portion, it heavily relies on understanding the context of your project. So therefore, at the end of any research paper, you acknowledge your resources. That's how you do a whatever paper that you present, di ba? Your ideas are not actually original ideas. You have referred to some uh, tawag nito, write-ups or papers. So I want you to uh, apply the things that you've learned in research. If you did have communications research or whatever research course that you had, part of it is actually part of the discipline, academic discipline, is being able to do a paper acknowledging, di ba, acknowledging resources. Actually, no, it's very important for college students. Hindi lang, wala pa kasi AI ngayon eh. Mar-crack na rin kung AI yung ginamit or whatever. The thing is that you know how to acknowledge kasi nothing in this world is an original unless it's a scientific, even scientific research actually acknowledges their sources. So I'd like you to acknowledge your sources. So I can see whether there is plagiarism that happens in the process. That's how faculty in college actually touch whether that's the original work or not. But again, the reason why you acknowledge your resources is that you give credit to the ideas generated by other people that you. Of course, makikita ko naman doon kung ano yung original at hindi. No, I'm keeping track of it as well. Okay? Any more? Lee.
So, ma'am, to make it clear po, next week, bukod po sa final paper submission, meron din pong exam.
Yes.
As per the paper po, do you have any format? As in, it can be any naman. Is there font size? Is there? Ano po?
You want that as detailed as that? I can give.
Not
I can
necessary
say.
po, ma'am.
Kaya nga sabi ko, you're guided. Di ba you're making a project? So I don't know how you actually are able to use the P process in terms of how you're going to organize your paper. Kaya nga sinabi ko din naman, I led you into a process actually, if you know, even my reflection and in class, it has something to do with that. Para, in the process, I'm expecting, kasi you don't just do a paper on the day that you're going to submit it. I wonder. I have never done that in my college days. So, anyway, kasi kaya nga binibigay at the onset. So, expect that you are halfway. That's why I keep on reminding you that you should be halfway already. And it's easy to put them together if you did it. I'm giving a heavy weight on that plus your finals. Okay. Communications kasi kayo. So I'd rather be strict when it's communications. Any more question? We will have face-to-face on Tuesday. Other questions. Kasi I will listen now so that it gives you time to reflect. And you can ask me in the chat whatever other questions that you have. So I think based on the output that you have, I'd like to give credit to Sed and Lee for doing a great job. Okay. Of course, Isaiah and Tammy are actually catching up. Ellie had to catch up. Any more? Wala na. So I'll dismiss you na. I'll dismiss you early. We just wanted to make sure that we have covered, that I have covered what is expected of DevCo. I did not spend a lot of time. I think I spent time in terms of the framework of development. and how to do a DevCon project using the P process and social marketing to be able to market, no, or to be able to actually identify a most appropriate scheme for you to change a particular behavior. Any more questions? Wala na. So, let's close this pag wala na. Meron pa kayong tanong, Ellie? I know you're not feeling well. Anyway, you just chat. So, I hope that you'll get well soon and get recovered fast. Isaya, may tanong ka?
Wala naman po, ma'am.
Okay. Tami, may
Ma'am,
tanong.
may concern lang po ako for next week, but I'll just message you na lang in private.
Sige.
Thank you
Okay.
po.
Okay. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for winding up this semester. Thank you for the opportunity of sharing. And thank you for the students. I pray that they be, Lord, good communicators. Not only, Lord, in terms of information and knowledge, but in terms of application, Lord, in their lives. I pray that some of their habits and some of their Lord ways would give glory to what you want them to be. Thank you for the way you have guided each one uh, these past 5 months. Thank you for these good students, Lord, of yours, who are willing, Lord, to be trained under the guidance of your word. I pray that the word sinks deeper in their hearts, even, Lord, as they use the principles of the Bible in terms of communicating effectively. Lord, in terms of reaching out to others through communication. And part of that is really, Lord, an application of that call because it is a way of changing behaviors and mindset. I pray that even as they change behavior and mindsets of people, they've been changed by your word. So, Father, dismiss us with your blessings. We thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, see you sa Fight House. Okay na. If you have problems, you just chat with me. Okay, good night, everyone. So you have more time to spend in terms of thinking over your project. Bye.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po.
See you.
I'm trying to get some context clues here. So